Day 179. At least, we believe that's how long it's been. Things have mostly been the same malaise. Things have been improving. He recently restocked on some new medication, but it cost a friend of ours quite a bit of money. Suppose that should be the subject for this video. Not the friends we know in this dimension, but those outside of it. Yes, Luna. I'm sure it's fine. Right. Yes. Yes, you don't have to... We know. Alright? I miss them too. One large group that we are acquainted with is a family of 5. This family of 5 is made up of 3 mothers, 1 non-binary parent, and 2 children, for lack of a better term. One is Selesnya. She is a mostly ordinary woman. Well, if you call a woman who dresses all day in lederhosen to be normal. She has a motherly, doting personality. She's very kind and sweet, and we miss her every day. Same with the rest of them, of course. Another would be Pande. Pande is a demon. Very sadomasochistic, we believe. Dresses up in leather all the time. Apologies. Weapon of choice is a whip because you can use it outside of combat, we suppose. Often wears glasses, curly white hair. If she sounds familiar, no, she doesn't. And of course, 2 horns protruding from her head. She is quite crass, but still kind. Ultimately. Then there's Sweeny Barker. They named himself after Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barker of Fleet Street. Barber, not Barker. Damn it. We're losing more and more control of our vocabulary. Speech-making skills, and improvisational thinking. Sweeny is non-binary, of course. They often wear the little paper hat and, well, a typical barbershop outfit. Their skin is gray. The other 2 are Caucasian, of course, but Sweeney's skin is gray, as if it's monochrome, with sleek black hair. I should have mentioned Selesnya's is brown with purple highlights. Yes. Yes. Sweeny is a freelance detective. Also, their form of justice is a lot more violent than we would prefer. They usually carry around a razor as the weapon of choice. Selesnya, we should mention, she often just carries around an accordion. Though you can get a surprising amount of damage out of an accordion. Anyways. Apologies. Just trying to process things. Then there are the two children. One is Butterscotch. She's a mad scientist. Takes herself after Dr. Lunenberg, so she does tend to look like a miniature child version of this. Yes, I know she's more than that, Doctor. Yes. God. Let me speak. She is really quite remarkable. Can create a variety of gadgets, and while she is immortal, her brain development is perpetually at the age of 8. Alright, fine. 8.5. Are you happy, Dr. Ludenberg? Apologies, this is Mandy Maniacal. And of course, they often wear a little lab coat. Did we mention their name was Butterscotch? I hate having memory issues like this. Maybe Luna is fine with it, but I'd prefer not to be seen as the absent-minded professor. If I can help it. And then finally, in that family unit, there is Solitaire. An odd name, to be sure. She is a demon, still a child, developmentally stuck at the age of 10. She'll often wear either a dress or a full-piece black and red suit. She is... I believe she is Pandee's biological daughter. Her powers manifest as manipulating playing cards, and she often keeps multiple decks on her person at all times, so that she can manipulate them into a variety of shapes. She can turn them into a whirlwind, a tsunami, or even zombie minions if she wants to. I don't entirely understand how they're zombies, but that's what she insists on. Well, she insists that they are mummies. She is still a child. I can't imagine that. She's older than we are by a few thousand years, and yet she is developmentally still in the mental state of a child. She's meant to invoke the sin of gambling, of taking a chance. That sort of thing. All 5 are immortals in different ways. We don't want to get into how Butterscotch and Selesnya are. And yes, Selesnya is named for... You watch our streams, you probably know what she got her name from. Sorry, our brain. Pande and Solitaire are demons, of course, so that's how they're immortal, though they're a lot more vulnerable than the other 3. And Sweeny went into a contract with Pande for immortality, and it's working out very swimmingly for them, since Pande and them get along fine. The three adults are in a polycule, raising the two children. Seems perfectly fine and healthy. Then there's Fedelma. Fedelma is separate. They are gender fluid, alternating between the two extremes of male and female often, and the only mark they make to note the change is often adding a pair of fake pigtails to their hair, which we always found quite humorous. They often dress in a tweed suit, sometimes with a little Irish cap. They are Irish, or at least that's the accent they have. While that family unit from earlier is obviously Satanist, since there are two demons in there. Well, not necessarily Satanists, but something similar. Fedelma is Catholic because they are a walking Irish stereotype. They are also immortal. However, they are immortal in the sense that they can be killed and then brought back moments later, much like respawning in a video game. They are a trained assassin, which we're not sure we approved of, and they have worked with our enemies. But they are proven themselves to be a good enough friend. And besides, it's not like they can kill us. They often come equipped with two golden revolvers. They have blackish to grayish hair, we think. Fairly short in stature. Not still taller than the children, but still shorter than your average adult. Apologies. Yes, don't rush me. Apologies. You can probably guess, but Dr. Lunenberg is... Yes. I'm sure they know. Regardless, Fedelma is a very good friend. Then there is Maxine, who is the friend that Dr. Lunenberg misses the most, if she's being honest with herself. I will make no comment towards my own biases, thank you. Insult me how you'd like. Maxine is what's known as a fear entity. Known as a variety of things in a variety of different languages from across the multiverse. She was formed from a dimension that formed naturally, that is, without divine intervention. Or at the very least, she comes from a universe where the Big Bang did occur, even if the universe did exist prior to that point. She is a shapeshifter. She feeds off of people's fear. However, she has a condition when compared to her peers. She's immortal like the rest of them. However, she can only appear monochromatic, black and white. She is an entity made of static, so she has leaned into this. Another limitation on her is that she can't morph into anything like her compatriots have. She can form into the fear of whatever a person fears most about themselves. For example, let's say you're like Dr. Lunenberg and you have an intense fear of. Really, it's quite a noble fear to have. Let's say you have an intense fear of being a sellout. Well, she will take the appearance of you, except now you are a reflection of yourself. Not you, but she is a reflection of yourself as a sellout in that sense. Whatever the term sellout means to you. In Maxine's case, she normally spouts the form that Dr. Ludenberg gave her. She added the pigtails herself. I'm not sure. She has gray hair, gray skin, and a black suit. Just a simple black suit. She is, biologically, a ghost born. She is also different from her peers in that she is the only second generation. And a species that is born immortal is not prone to reproduction, and oftentimes has the inability to, but one managed to make it through, so she is unique in that sense. She's a very good friend of ours, and she often accompanies us on adventures. She has the ability to manipulate radio broadcasts as well, being made of static and the like. And her talent for impersonation, even if only vocally, makes her great for espionage. She is a great asset, and a great friend. Happy? Yes. She is likely our best friend in the whole wide multiverse, but or at the very least, she's Dr. Ludenberg's. For a very good reason. Many very good reasons, fine. And I'll admit, I am charmed by her and her transatlantic accent. And I am very jealous of her eloquence right about now, when our ability to has been hindered quite a bit, set back, and we're willing to bet the author has something to do with it. If you don't know who she is, she's an enemy of ours. We explained her in another video. Perhaps next time we'll talk about our many enemies. In any case, thank you for watching our midnight feature presentation, or whatever Dr. Lunenberg says at the end of her damn streams. Apparently last night was a disaster. Very few views and technical difficulties at the start, including the computer crashing. That, and she did not get far at all in Nubby's Number Factory, which is certainly a name of a video game that one can play and enjoy. Well, no doubt on the enjoyment, I'm sure. Her wasting hours of our life to that game are testament to that. We have plenty of more friends, but those are in our main circle. In the wider multiverse, we mean. And of course, there are all of our friends at the Mad Scientist Monthly Meetup and Barbecue. If you're wondering how I feel about the labeling of Mad Scientist, well, I'd appreciate being taken seriously as a normal scientist, but at the same time, I cannot deny we have far too many eccentricities, ambitions, I and strange ideas to not be considered mad. And besides, all pupils are mad by default. It comes free with having the ability to think and have opinions on things and to perceive beginning, middles, and ends. The author was the one who taught us that one the hard way. In any case, thank you all for tuning in to our Midnight feature presentation. And while this presentation may be over, remember it's always midnight somewhere. Thank you and good night.